It's wake and bake time with Motorcycle Madhouse. How you guys doing? Hopefully the audio is a little better. We turned on the mic. A lot of people don't understand. We actually record this for iTunes and Spotify, but we put it over on YouTube and Facebook for the video because people like seeing what happens behind the scenes on the show. So, again, I'm watching the dials. Everything's going great here for, it was, again, going good before, but turn the mic down a little bit and all that good stuff. Have some very interesting intros and outros being made. A lot of people responded for, making us a customized intro and stuff because I just get tired of using, this people that nobody ever heard of type of deal, okay, over on YouTube and stuff. Because what happens is if you use music that's copyrighted and stuff, they flag you and all that noise, which is uncool. But hey, even though we spent a lot of money for the licensing over on the radio station that we're making, yeah, YouTube and Facebook, they're way out there, man. For every video you upload, you have to provide that. And it's like, yeah, I don't got time for that crap. Don't got time for it. That reminds me, too, we got a Penny Any out there. Crybaby. Says I didn't display his text. Well, there's a problem with that. See, we use spam filters. Which, by the way, for those who are spamming the channel with this dating stuff, really? Just because it's a biker channel don't mean they want to go and hit on this or hit on that. Enough. And then the pyramid schemes with making money. Yes, we get a lot of spam, so we set them spam filters up. I wouldn't post more than 2 comments at a damn time in one thread, because then it goes to the spam filter, and I don't even look at the spam filter. It just automatically, it's done. It's gone. So, but anyway, he wishes to debate me on the show, and he has stipulations. It has to be live. And this was sent to me by one of the listeners. I laughed my ass off. He makes a video. I'm going to expose him. Dude, would you show your face? Would you people show your face? If you believe in what you're saying, don't be embarrassed to show yourself. And don't give me this crap. Well, I'm in a club and I can't do that. Man, get off of that. If you freaking believe in what you're saying, stand up for yourself and put your face on a video. Let people know who you are. Don't be scared. Now, he says it has to be live and unedited. Dude, I don't edit my videos. For one, I shoot for the radio. So why am I going to take like 10 freaking years to edit out a radio show? That makes no damn sense whatsoever. So, if you want to debate me, you better watch out.
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
That's what's probably gonna happen to you, buddy. Yeah. But I welcome anybody to come on the show and have some fun with me. Also, you know what? It was really cool, man. I received a real awesome email. Good stuff, I have to say, great stuff. And it really made me think about both sides of the story. It was from a guy, and I'll read it off. I can't show you who it's from or any of that because I keep that confidential. But he was from the other side of the tracks for what I believed in. And I do have biases that I'll be the first one to admit that. I do have bias. It sticks with me. Even though I try to shade it, I guess people read into the way I, how can I say it? To present it, okay? And, I got to work on that. But let me read this email real quick and talk about it. 2 different sides of the tracks, but the same philosophy. I walked into my clubhouse one day, and the guys were listening to something on their phones. It was that Insane Throttle program. I had watched it a couple times on my computer, so I had an idea what it was all about. So I told him, hey, you know that guy hates your guts. All I got back was looks. Yeah, he used to be in a club we don't like. The phone's turned off. F that guy, yeah, F him. After a couple churches, when it came my turn to speak, I asked a question on a topic that was on the program. A few of the members had the answer. That told me not only was I sneaking a listen, but some of the guys were too. The guy that speaks on that program says he's middle of the road, which I try to be. Again, I do have bias, but I'm human. I know from what and how he says it. See, you know, people can see how I say things. He isn't. But loyalty is where respect comes in. A man that is loyal to his beliefs and friends earns something that I don't care what club you're in or not in, what color your patch is or isn't. Maybe I'm old school, but it's called respect. I know I'm not liked in his town and him in mine, but my friends and I respect that. If I close my eyes and just listen to the words said from him, I'd say that speaker was one of my best friends. Even though I started in the late 60s, man, you must have had fun in the 60s. You know, I had fun in the 90s, but the 60s, man, that's where it was. And he's a youngster, we think alike. Then he has in quotations, I just wish he wouldn't tell the worthless part of the world some of the secrets that make us us. Enough of the rambling. You know what? I really appreciated that email. You know, oftentimes I either get the haters or I get some good stuff, a lot of that stuff, but this one was really thought out, and you can tell he's from the late 60s because that's, you know, and he's right. It don't matter what patch you're wearing. It's the same beliefs that many don't know today. And it was like, wow, man, this was a damn good email. And I wanted to make sure I featured it because a lot of what he said rings true. Again, I'm trying to, you know, to keep the bias out. You know, it's a learning curve because when you're from a certain area, that's all you know. That's all you care about. You know, you're loyal to who you're loyal to. And that's like anywhere in the country. Say if you grew up in Oakland, you're going to be loyal to that group. And nothing anybody else can say is going to change your mind because that's what you know. Again, a guy from and you know what, you really listen to the guys from the 60s because that's kind of the startup of everything, man. The boys were coming home from Vietnam. They were freaking hard-nosed, man. They knew life. They knew what the brotherhood was about, the honor, the loyalty, the respect, something a lot of guys don't get anymore. A lot of guys don't get that. You know, you got them memes going around that, what was one of them said, I'm everybody's friend, I'll stab you in the front. Which, you know, makes a lot of freaking sense. It really does. So, that email, you know, I'm going to work on my thing, especially when it comes to motorcycle club rights. I personally got to get that in line because if I'm going to actually stand for something like that, I have to be all-encompassing. That don't mean I'm going to lose, you know, what I'm loyal to or who I believe is great because everybody's a supporter of who they want to be. But if I'm going to use the program to further motorcycle club rights or biker rights, you do got to be down the middle. And I do have to present better than I do in some situations where if I have some kind of distaste for what I'm talking about, I got to say, hey, okay, you know what? Put that distaste by the side. This is professional. This is the way I got to think about it and do that. And I do apologize for, to some of the audience that, their support, like I said, is where they're from and who they choose. Again, I'm only freaking human, okay? But very interesting email. I really enjoyed that one. What do you guys think about that email? That was pretty damn good, man. And it just shows you that motorcycles and brotherhood, no matter what club patch you're wearing, no matter what part of the country you're in, bonds bikers as one. There's always going to be issues within the club scene. Always. There's always going to be the news reports that I cover. It's always going to be there. There's never going to be anything that stops it. I kind of, I shot back an email to him because, you have to respect what he had to say. A lot of them problems that I knew were during a time when it wasn't so fun here. And you're never going to get rid of that taste in your mouth with what happened. I don't care what anybody says about moving on or trying to come together to fight this government or fight that one. It's not going to happen. It really ain't. And I got them comments on the last one we did about the Hells Angels, Mongols, and stuff. And hey, I tried to cover that one down the middle. You can't say I didn't. I tried. See, I'm trying. I'm trying to be there. But what was I saying? No, you get mixed up where for one, I'm talking into the microphone, and two, I got a camera looking at me. But that one thing that binds us together is the brotherhood and the bikes. It's just it's hard to let go of the past. For a lot of people in a lot of these clubs, because you got to remember, this is tribal stuff. I don't care what anybody tells you. It's like a tribe. You always stick to your tribe. The politics are always going to be there against the other tribe. That's just the way it is. And most of the time, the people that are saying that stuff, they're not even in clubs. So I don't even know why you would care about it. I don't. Yeah, one point you would care is, when they get into a fight, it brings the heat down on everybody else. I get it. But it is what it is, man. And I think if you're independent, you should stick to your independent stuff and not worry about all this type of stuff. The news program, and this kind of goes towards what he said at the end, the news program that we do, we only cover stuff that's already in the mainstream media, and we give our critique. I give my opinions on the stuff. It's not like I'm trying to give protocol videos or saying this or that about clubs. No, I stick strictly to the news. Now, the reason why I did the one video about entitlement, it really, it kind of stemmed into, do you think you're entitled to start up a motorcycle and stuff? But the bigger picture of the video had to do with what's going on in this country. It's just like them schlucks. They showed up to Sturgis. What were there? 10 of them. And I'm going to read you a story I think I got somewhere in this show about how the media spun that one. They said, well, it was a largely peaceful protest until. So that's what that one video was about, was entitlement and how life, you're not entitled to anything in life. Life don't owe you jack shit. But a lot of people took that and said, well, you're talking all about motorcycle clubs. Well, damn, man, maybe you didn't listen to the damn video. I don't know what to tell you. There are people that do not listen to these damn videos. They just pick and choose and pick and choose. Just like that other frickin' moron. Dude, you want to debate? God, I hope you do. God, I hope you do. His major bitch is, well, you change your opinions. And I'm sitting here like, what? The problem with doing a show like this is you give your opinion at the time. It's going to be different this time compared to something I said in the past because I'm talking about the situation. But people don't get that. They just see what they want to see. So you want to debate, cool. No, I'm not paying for your dumbass to come do an interview on show. You want to do that, you to pay your own damn way. Because you're nobody to me. I'm sorry to say that, you're a nobody. What do you got, 30 subscribers or some stuff? And see, that's what these trolls try to do, is to get, you know, what happened to Black Dragon, and he finally learned about that, is they'll try to get you engaged to get subscribers over to their channel because they know drama, you know, gets them subscribers, so we don't do that stuff. But if he wants to debate, well, here's my conditions. Call my ass up and we'll have a show, and it premieres the next day. Yes. No editing, dummy. I don't do that kind of stuff, man, because you know what? Actually, that's pretty freaking weak. So I don't edit any of the debates I have, but I do come with the jackhammer, and you better have your damn facts straight because I'll make you look stupid. And if you debate me, you better have a picture, because the picture's going up. Because if you're going to do all this BS stuff where you only freaking mouth something or you write pretty words and you can't show your face, you're not even worth debating at that point. So we're going to go into the biker news for today. We're going to talk about Sturgis. Wait till you see Corey Graff's wall of shame. My God, this one story. What is it with cops messing with kids, for Christ's sakes, man? And what's even worse, I heard something the other day, I don't know if this is true, but these pedophiles are saying, well, this is a life choice and it should be covered under this. Have you guys heard that one? My God, is stuff freaking screwed up in this country. Let's go to the news. Here we go from Fox9.com. Hey, by the way, I got a story in here about some motorcycles. You know, Harley Davidson is maybe thinking about taking out the 750. And I wanted to throw that in. I know a lot of people like hearing about the clubs and all that stuff. Actually, my favorite part of doing a show is actually talking about the bikes. That's just me personally. I know I got to appeal to a wide audience, but somebody asked me what my favorite news was, and it's the bikes. I love talking about Harley Davidsons and motorcycle manufacturers and stuff. So anyway, I got one in there. Fox 9. Bikers head home as Sturgis motorcycle rally ends on Sunday. Let's take a listen.
Dakota, the 80th annual motorcycle event underway now. The city of 7,000 people expecting around 300,000 people to roll through this weekend.
I don't know if they got that.
Now, that is down from the around 500,000 people from last year, but the event still a focal point for health experts worried about the spread of coronavirus.
You guys need to update your stories with your videos. Anyway, bikers are headed home on Sunday as the 10-day Sturgis motorcycle rally has come to an end. Thousands of motorcycles have descended on South Dakota over the last week before the festival. Organizers expected a slightly smaller turnout than normal, but still around 300,000 people. I don't know if, again, they reached the 300,000 mark. I'm just waiting for the totals to come out officially. Of course, health experts worried about the possibility of the rally leading to COVID-19 spread. Minnesotan health leaders asked anyone who went to the festival to voluntarily self-isolate for 2 weeks after returning home. How are you? Yeah, it's going to have to be voluntary because you don't know who went over there. Minnesota bikers who attended the festival told Fox 9 they would take common sense precaution to limit exposure to the virus, like wearing masks and avoiding hot spots. Well, you know, when you give personal choice, people do the right thing. Even though going to a rally of this size, I wouldn't have done. But I have underlying health conditions. I ain't taking a chance with anything. Nope. I don't care if it's 20 people. I ain't doing it. unless I am for sure, okay, that everybody around is taking the precautions. And let's just say bikers, you know what, they like their freedom. They're going to do what they want. Some are going to wear masks. Some are not going to hand sanitize and all that stuff. And that's where, you know, it comes in for me is, okay, health over the rally. This summer, I really want to do a lot of rally coverage because I know biker news is everything that a lot of people like and enjoy hearing and stuff. That's why I decided to come up with the radio station. That way I have different shows away from the biker news and a show where I can really let loose and not be censored like I am on some of these platforms. But I wanted to bring a video type of deal where it was all rally coverage, man, talking to the people, watching the events go on, hopefully getting you to feel that you were actually at the rally. Well, you know, COVID-19 2020 screwed that up for me. I'm hoping that next year is going to be better, man, because I wanted to do one major rally a month through the riding season. You know, if I would go to Little Sturgis, you know, Kentucky, or I would go up to, you know, Orlando for Biker Fest, something like that, interviewing people, getting good pictures of, you know, Hummer, titties, boy. But, you know, make a video documentary like Easy Riders used to be. I don't, you know, the younger ones aren't going to know that, but they used to have these videos that would come out, show up the whole rally. That's kind of what I wanted to do. But COVID just screwed it up, man. Screwed it up. Minnesota bikers who attended, they did that. Bikers also argued the attendees would spend a large amount of time riding, which would keep them. And, you know, one thing I got to do, I don't think I'll ever go to Sturgis for the rally, but I do want to ride the Black Hills because it's just heaven out there, I heard. That would be a hell of a moto vlog, wouldn't it? Bikers also argued that attendees we covered that motorcycling is social distancing at 70 miles an hour. Minnesota biker Mary Smith said as the festival began, and then it gives pictures of the rally and stuff. I'm waiting for the official numbers to come out, so we'll take a look at that. Sturgis motorcycle rally protester kicks biker as he rides past. This out of Newsweek by Ewan Palmer. I really don't like bringing up Newsweek because they twist and turn stories. You know what? It was funny. And, you know, politics aside, they're the ones who printed the story where they said Trump said Kamala Harris wasn't a citizen. It was them that did it. It was their article. He said, well, I don't know. They should have looked into it. I don't know what's going on. Anything they can do to make it where, you know, it's on him, I guess you can say. A man has been arrested for allegedly. Who's seen the video? I covered it on the show. He kicked a biker at the Sturgis rally in South Dakota over the weekend during a largely peaceful protest, they sell this as. Video posted on social media appears to show several police officers detaining the suspect while surrounded by a large crowd of bikers taking part in the annual rally. Well, for people that want to defund cops, they're lucky they were there because you were about to get rat packed. One clip of the arrest was also posted on Twitter with the caption, Antifa actually showed up to Sturgis today, although it is unclear if the anti-fascist movement were involved in the protest. They had their flag there. See, that's what I hate about the media. They never tell you the facts. Never. And it gets freaking disgusting. A second video also appears to show the moment the suspect kicks out at a biker as he rides past him on his motorbike. Appears? It's either yes or no. and it shows it as he did. Giotto Van Duder, Sturgis chief of police, said officers were aware of the planned protest against the large rally which went ahead amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Hundreds of thousands of riders arrived from all over the country. Mask wearing was not mandatory, and social distancing did not appear to be enforced. They expressed their First Amendment right as demonstrators, and for the most part, it was civil, and everybody was well behaved until one of the demonstrators decided to kick a motorcyclist on his motorcycle. The suspect from Rapid City was arrested for disorderly. They're lucky they got him out there right now. And they go on, the international attention right now is on Sturgis with COVID-19 and everything. And I know that people are going to want to see this and see what's going on here. He talks about being in the spotlight and stuff like that. I'm playing the video right now where they're actually arresting the freaking guy. Again, you can see this on the internet. One thing that, if you noticed in that video, was a lot of the Sturgis residents showed up with signs, God bless bikers and all that type of stuff right in front of Antifa's face, man. It was awesome. But that's how it's playing out in the news. Again, for the people that actually seen the video, this is how they cover it. I seen an interesting story right here, and this is an opinion piece, and you know me, I'm 420-ing, baby. And he goes on to say, this is by Kevin Sabat, legalizing pot is a catastrophic mistake. What are you talking about? A catastrophic mistake, man? It's like, really, dude? Let's see.
10 states and DC, and nearly every state has a program for medical marijuana, cannabidiol, or low THC products for medical use. Last year, Massachusetts became the 10th state to legalize recreational use, and Cultivate was one of the first dispensaries in the state to open.
In the past year especially, it's gone from this idea that this is done in somebody's basement to it's got that. Okay, that's some of the video, but I'm interested to see his opinion. Our nation is currently standing at the crossroad to find ways to reform and mitigate decades of harm that have been experienced by communities of color. One argument put forth is to legalize and commercialize marijuana as a way to address the disproportionate impacts. Why is it always, you know what? Why it's anyway. But the data gleaned so far from states that have legalized the drug tell us this policy approach will greatly exuberate existing social justice issues, bring about further health and safety harms. Okay, are you kidding me? Nobody's ever overdosed on 420, you schluck. And enrich overwhelmingly white investors and corporate funders. Thankfully, legalization is not our only choice. He goes on to argue removing criminal penalties for low-level marijuana use, essentially treating marijuana more like a traffic ticket. Yeah, no. It don't work, you schluck. Means putting an immediate end to arresting folks for simple using or possession. This policy, paired with expungement of previous records for low-level offenses, is a sound position we at Smart Approaches to Marijuana support. It may not make today's, ganja-preneurs, whatever that, what did you make that up? Rich, but it begins the process of addressing problematic policy impacts. Then he goes on with the BS stuff about how THC is higher now than it ever was. It's always funny, these ones, and here's where I don't like the Republican Party. They claim that they are all for freedom of choice and freedom of this. The government stay out of it, and then they get into this freaking... They use religion, and they try to call themselves conservatives not to legalize a plant that's been around since ancient times and people's always used it. The only reason why it was banned was because the farmers were complaining about the hemp growers.
Yes, they were taking their freaking profits. And next thing you know, they come out. And another reason was they brought it from, the immigrants brought it up, and they didn't like immigrants, man. So, immigrants used to, toke on the 420 and stuff. And next thing you know, it was a bad thing. A bad thing. This is just hideous. They want to talk about God. God put this plan on earth to be enjoyed, if you ask me. But that was, just added the show because I seen that one. Let's go to Ariel Sluck, mytwintears.com. This is a real cool one right here. Let's take a listen, see what it has to say.
Hi, Zach. Good evening. I'm here with Dennis Contreras. Dennis, you just came here. You passed out a bunch of Happy Meals to kids and hanging out. How does it make you feel?
Astounded. It's overwhelming. It's amazing. It just, seeing the smile on their face says it all.
Why is it so important to make this connection with the kids?
Well, to let them know that, that the community's here, to let them know Bosca MC, is here for them to come to listen, to get their voices heard in ways that, any way we can.
Now, this happens to be Bikers Against Sexual Child Abuse Motorcycle Club, BASCA. And one thing I like about the biker community, a lot of these organizations are coming out to help kids. And BACA, of course, not BASCA, but BACA, were one of the first big ones to come out and help. Biker community is really coming together, and it's pretty awesome to see that. And its mission is to do whatever they can to make the world a safer place for all the kids and families in their time of needs. And God knows we need that right now in this freaking atmosphere. BASCA MC supports survivors of abuse, but they don't only help sexual abuse victims. The local Finger Lakes chapter is new, but they have already shown their support in the community. Today, the road over to Hornell Area Concern for Youth, accompanied by the Hornell Fire Department, Hornell Police, and Police Puppy Snitch, to connect with kids, lined up in anticipation. The children held up signs greeting the Burley Motorcycle Club. The men brought Happy Meals and kids and introduced themselves. After they ate, the kids got to play on their bikes and hang out with the motorcycle club. Rock on, guys. That's the first time I heard of BASCA, but it sounds really good stuff, man. Now, my favorite type of stuff to deal is Harley Davidson going to kill the Street 750? I hope not. Sales might be down and stuff, but they really need to break in the 1200 cc or lower environment here. Let's see what they have to say. The Harley-Davidson Street 750 is not a bestseller for Harley-Davidson, and with the company in full contraction mode thanks to its rewire strategy, it now sounds like the Street 750 will not make the cut to be a part of the Harley-Davidson's future. For one, you got to freaking lower the prices on the 750s. Can you get a freaking brand new 750 out of Honda, Suzuki, or Kawasaki for what, $4,000? The company is winding down production at its facility in India, according to the Economic Times. And a lot of that street bike is made over there. If you end that facility, then you kill the bike. This shouldn't come as a huge surprise. Harley never sold many of these, and I only ever see them at dealerships to serve as the bike's new riders can ride while they're taking their learner's course. From there, Harley sales folks push them towards sportsters like the Iron 883. The 883 is awesome because you always modify that to a 1200. But the Street 50, and as he says, it's a shame because it is a pretty good looking bike. It's not the best, according to him, but I think it looks good. But it's certainly not a bad machine. and it has a modern liquid cool engine. And that's one thing that I really like is the liquid cools. Yeah, I got the Fat Boy that ain't, but I'm really keen on the liquid cools. What about you guys? It's worth noting that this won't be the only Harley model that disappears. The company is going to be cutting jobs worldwide and streamlining its lineup, but we will likely see some unappreciated motorcycles like the Street 750 disappear in the near future. You know, hopefully they don't go for just big bikes, because that's not what the kids now are riding right now. Let's go to Corey Graff's wall of shame. Former Temple PD officer arrested for injury to a child after allegedly striking his son in the face. Let's take a listen.
Police department was arrested for injury to a child after brutally slapping his 4-year-old son at a store. That's according to official documents. 25 News reporter Eliza Navarro has the details.
Just days ago, 26-year-old Jared McCoy was arrested in Williamson County on charges of injury to a child. Not just any child. An affidavit explains it's his own 4-year-old son. The document states McCoy and his son were at the Bass Pro Shop in Round Rock on June 28th. A witness saw McCoy strike his son in the face 2 times. When officers talked with McCoy, they saw that his son had an abrasion to the face and a bloody nose. Police confirmed the incident after surveillance video from the store showed the attack, according to the affidavit. McCoy told officers he was disciplining his child and denied hitting him. McCoy is a former Temple police officer, resigning from the department just 2 days before he was arrested. He had been with that department since 2015 and was most recently a school resource officer for Temple ISD. Superintendent Bobby Ott says he was informed Monday morning that he resigned from Temple PD and will no longer be a part of Temple ISD. Eliza Navarro, 25 News.
Well, that's, kind of interesting. Jared McCoy is the former officer, but this is something I'd probably like to talk about in my final thoughts when it comes to something like this. Now, let's go on to Daly, man. Dallas Police Department officer arrested for family violence. There we go again. Interfering with an emergency call. A Dallas Police Department officer was arrested yesterday on charges for assault, family violence, and interfering with an emergency call. Buckland, it's an officer trainee, Michelle Buckland, on 2 Class A misdemeanor charges. She was booked into the Dallas County Jail and has been released on bond. Let's see, she's on administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal affairs investigation. Again, this is for charges for assault, family violence, and interfering with an emergency call. You are now in the wall of shame, trainee Michelle Buckland. Now, this is the one that's really disturbing. This is the one I was talking about earlier in the show. Former Boston Police Union president arrested amid child rape allegations.
At the West Roxbury District Court, sources say he faces several charges related to child sex abuse.
My God.
Once a high-profile police officer, Patrick Rose was the face of the Boston Police Union, now facing serious charges himself. Sources tell 5 Investigates Rose faces multiple counts, including indecent assault and battery of a child under 14. State police confirm he was arrested and brought to the Milton Barracks today.
Mr. Rose, this is Sean with Channel 5.
No answer at his home, but an associate said Rose would not talk about the allegations. Neighbors disturbed by the news.
I mean, it's appalling to hear. It's terrible to hear. I'm just shocked.
Rose was the president of the Boston Police Patrolmen's Association. He retired from the Boston Police Department in 2018. Boston Police offered no comment, neither did the police union. But Boston Mayor Marty Walsh did, saying in a statement, "I am deeply disturbed by these horrific allegations, which must be investigated to the fullest extent of the law."
The Suffolk County District Attorney's Office acknowledged his arraignment here tomorrow, but would not comment any further. Live in Jamaica Plain, Sean Shibot, WC.
You know what, you freaks, man. Freaking freaks.
Carrie here from Baggers Syndicate Cycles. Just to let you know about the place that has the craziest hats on the market, apparel that's based all upon bikers, baggers, and brotherhood. And ladies, we didn't forget about you either. Between tank tops and baby doll tees, we have it all. Now just go to baggersyndicatecycles.com and check it out. Mwah.
Do you ever notice, okay, we covered the biker news, everything that's going on with clubs. You never see anything in the news that has to deal with a club member going after a kid. We get them all the time with the Leo. And Leo says, bikers, bad, cops, good. Every segment of the Wall of Shame, there's those three things that they're arrested for. It's abuse of a kid, or it's sexual assault type of stuff, or it's domestic violence. So it's like, really? You're saying bikers bad? But we don't cover those stories, and yes, if it was in the news, we'd cover it. But they're never in that kind of stuff. So that kind of, shows you the two sides where, man, you got some freaks that are really hiding behind that tin badge, I guess. Come on, this one right here, an officer in training does something like that. Now, I have to, kind of wonder what's going on with the one at the Bass Pro Shops. One thing that I cannot stand is when people stick their nose into how you're trying to discipline your kid. I don't know about you, man. I used to get fists and belts and all that kind of stuff, and I turned out okay. It kind of toughened me up. But that situation I really can't comment on because you need a little more information, it seems. Anybody, you know what? You spank your kid, they're calling DCFS or the cops on you for abusing a kid. That's where this liberal ideology really screwed up everything, and you wonder why kids are running around acting a fool now. It's because you didn't let let these parents discipline their kids. That's why the jails are all full. What do you expect? They don't know discipline. Why? Because you think it takes a village to raise a kid. So that one I can't, I'm iffy on. I'm really iffy on that. What about you guys? Are you iffy on that one? I don't know. As far as the Sturgis stuff, man, is it about time it's over? Because that's all you really heard in the news is about Sturgis and how bikers are bad for going to the rally because of the COVID-19. Boy, they just had a freaking field day with Sturgis, and it'd be interesting to see in the coming weeks if the virus spread actually went up or stayed the same, or if they try to blame it on attendees from Sturgis because they were calling Sturgis a petri dish for the spread and all that type of stuff. So it will be interesting. And that Newsweek article, man, that's how the media spins everything. Everything's alleged, but when it comes to motorcycle clubs in the news, it's, well, they're guilty. See, when it don't fit their narrative, they're going to change it all around. That's why it took Cannon's story, that little boy out in North Carolina, a week before they covered it, because everybody on social media was pissed, and they had no choice but to cover it. But everybody's seen that freaking... I'm going to be nice. Seen that dude. I was going to say something else, but, then I'd be talking against a protected class. Kick that motorcycle. They seen it. But instead they alleged, or the mostly peaceful protest, or we didn't know if Antifa was even there, even though the flag was flying, right? You couldn't see that? You blind? People need to wake up and realize what the media is doing to this country. They're the ones turning everybody against each other. Sickening stuff, sickening state of affairs. And about the 420 legalization, come on, man. Really? The arguments are old now. They really are. Personally, I believe it should be legal everywhere in the United States. I think it is in Canada, north of us. Have you guys had any problems or upticks in abuse or any of that crap they're trying to say? Let me know, my Canadian friends. But I really don't think they got much of an argument left, man. It's a damn plant. Nobody's ever overdosed on it. If there was overdose, they were mixing it with something, or, I've seen wiki sticks out there. That's embalming fluid. Wiki sticks in Chicago. My God, stay away from it. You'll be a zombie. Or they'll mix it with something else. And yeah, but pure freaking 420, it's not hurting you, man. It's actually helping people with a lot of medical conditions. It keeps people, and no, it's not a gateway drug. I don't believe in that. That's stupid. It's freaking ignorant people who want a higher high that go and do that type of stuff. But they'll keep alcohol legal. It just don't make a lot of sense. You figure they learned something after Prohibition with all the violence that happened. But, pharmaceuticals don't want something like that because they don't make any damn money on it. The 750 Harley Davidson, what is wrong with you? If you get rid of that, man, and stick with just 883s, I don't think it's going to work. But, I'm not in charge of your company. All I can say is from a biker's point of view, what I see that could be better. And I don't think your rewire plan's really going to work out. I really don't. Because, look at the models that you've taken away that were real popular. Maybe you might want to bring them back. Just saying. So, anyway, that is the show for today. Hopefully you guys like that one. A lot of good stuff, man. Again, really appreciate that email that came in. Makes you think, and it tries, anything that makes you think and tries to make you do your job better, that's always welcome with me, man. It really is. Even though we all better not agree with what I say. Everybody has to have different opinions and stuff. That would be awesome. Again, my opinions are my opinions. They're not gospel. I'm just doing a news show and all that good stuff. I'm not doing protocol stuff, any of that. So with that, you guys take care. Don't forget to visit us over on HarleyLiberty.com for your daily biker news there. And as the ending's coming up, make sure to visit us on our other platforms, man. Spotify, iTunes, and Instagram. I always doing some stuff over on Instagram, man. I'll talk to you guys later.
I say goodbye, vamoose, adios, ciao, so long, get your hat jack.
So you want to know how to support the show, go over to our support store and get some awesome looking clothing. We got rock-on hats, rock-on shirts. The rock-on hats are embroidered. Get your exclusive merchandise now. Rock on. Don't forget to go over to HarleyLiberty.com. Get all your motorcycle club news. What's happening in the scene? We have a new article or articles every single day over at HarleyLiberty.com. And don't forget the sister site, BikerLifestyleMagazine.com. If you're into all that kind of manufacturer, motorcycle, and news, motorcycle rallies, and bikers helping the community. Motorcycle club editorials and more. And don't forget to visit us on Facebook. Get involved in the conversation. Watch videos done on Motorcycle Madhouse and more. Also, we have Instagram. Yes, Instagram. We have material that is not seen anywhere else. So don't forget, get on our platforms, check out your daily biker news. Rock on.
Hey guys, this is Kara from Bagger Syndicate Cycles. I just want to let you know about a place where you can get the greatest apparel, top of the notch, all about baggers, bikers, and brotherhood. And ladies, don't you worry, we didn't forget about you. Check it out at Bagger Syndicate.
Your show is now available on Spotify and all major platforms, including iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher, and more. Don't forget to become a subscriber on any one of these platforms so you can be notified right away when our weekly episode is uploaded so you never miss an episode.
Hi, this is James Hollywood Machikari. Join our YouTube channel and get Motorcycle Madhouse and tons of videos related to the biker scene. Join now by subscribing for free and become part of the throttle today. Always free and always entertaining. Don't forget to visit us at www.harleyliberty.com for your daily biker news. Rock on!